Hi, everyone, and welcome to TWF NXT. Hi, Gorilla Monsoon, here with Corey Graves and with Booker T. And today on NXT, we're going to have a good show here today on NXT. But first, we're going to talk about what happened yesterday on Monday Night Raw, or Monday Night Raw. We saw Asuka fight Aziz, who is now with the Vision or the Sight, that team led by Seth Rollins. And it believed that Seth Rollins says he's ready for Asuka come Heat Wave, this Sunday. Well, I could tell you one thing right now, Corey Graves said. He can say whatever he wants to say. But until we see him ask the TWF heavyweight fighter, that's more of a man's belief. I can tell you right now, Booker T said that Seth Rollins believes in what he talks about. That he believes, at the end of the day, that he will be the free-time TWF, heavyweight fighter. And it's not a belief that he has of himself, but it seems to be a belief, not only a belief that he has of himself, but he truly believes that he will be the three-time TWF heavyweight fighter, and I'll be with him in that belief. Well, you can believe whatever you want, Booker T, but until we see Seth Rollins with his hands raised as a three-time TWF heavyweight fighter, it's only his belief and thought. And speaking of folks who think too highly of themselves, we have Becky Lynch coming to the ring now. Yeah. So, I'm going to put my TWF Allegheny share winnings on stake, because in my belief, I believe that, I believe that I'm not lazy. You see, Melina Perez, she was lazy, and that's why I had to get that winnings off of her. But I'm not lazy. You saw me have at least 2 matches so far. Me be free. If someone else thinks that they're man enough or woman enough to take away the TWF heavyweight winnings, by all means come out here. I guess, hell, I'll beat you just like I beat everyone else I was ever in the ring with. Well, we do know that Becky Lynch does think highly of herself, and that she truly believes that she is one of the greatest TWF heavyweight fighters, one of the greatest TWF Allegheny share fighters we had. But that's a belief herself, Gorilla Monsoon says. Well, when you're as good as she is, you start believing in yourself. So I cannot scathe her for that. Well, Booker T says, and we all know that Becky Lynch thinks she's the greatest women's wrestler out there, and thinks that before her, no one was doing great things, Booker T says. That's just what she believes. Would you stop her believing that she's the only one that ever did anything great, and for anyone else, no one else ever did things that folks may have onlooked and said that was great? So, Andrade Cien says, you're having an open dare for anyone to fight you for the TWF heavyweight, for the TWF Pennsylvania right, for the TWF Allegheny share winnings. Well, then you just gotta worry about me, because I'll be the one who ends up taking that strap away from you. Yeah, if the folks were not lazy enough to do some digging and bring out the strap. But it won't care, 'cause I'll still beat you either way. Either way. At the end of the day, I'll still beat you. And then I'll still be seen as the greatest. Yeah, you can say you're the greatest all you want, Becky Lynch. You can say that before you, no one did anything great. That's a high belief in yourself. So why don't we put that belief to the stretch here today? You say you got an open dare. Andrade Cien took you up on it. So here today on NXT, there will be Becky Lynch fighting Andrade Cien for the TWF Allegheny Shear winning. Now let's do it now. Well, I'll tell you right now, Ric Flair, I will beat him. Yeah, you tell yourself you're going to beat me. Well, this match is for the TWF Allegheny Shear winnings. First, he is Andrade Cien. And she is the TWF Allegheny Shear fighter, Becky Lynch, standing. Well, first off, Gorilla Monsoon said Andrade Cien just came right at Becky Lynch, picked her up, and body slammed her. Now, where does Becky Lynch get off saying that she taught everyone how to be great, and that before her there was no one that was great? Gorilla Monsoon says, give me a break. Well, I don't know, Corey Graves says, why she believes that about herself, but she does. She truly believes that she's the great of the greats, and that no one else can match to her standards. But that's just her belief. Corey Graves said, well, when you're as good as she is, and did all the things that she did, Booker T says, then you can call yourself the great. All you want. And that doesn't irk you, Gorilla Monsoon says? All the things you did in FGWF and WCW and WWF, TNA, and now here comes someone who's going to say, hey, she's greater than you. Gorilla Monsoon says, no, it doesn't irk me at all, Booker T says. I'm alright with it. Well, Andrade Cien is in a bind right now, Gorilla Monsoon says. Becky Lynch did happen to, he had the upper hand, but now the backbreaker, and now she's got the upper hand on him now, Gorilla Monsoon said. Well, that's what happens when you're in the ring, Corey Graves says, with what some would call the greatest who ever did it. You might get the upper hand for some time, but at the end, the man ends up getting the upper hand back. Yeah, Booker T said you're going to love the manhandle slam. Manhandle slam to Andrade Cien from Becky Lynch. And no, I don't really think I like the name of it. Don't really think I like it, Gorilla Monsoon says at all. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner. And still, the TWF Allegheny Shear fighter, Becky Lynch. Well, we can tell you one thing right now. Gorilla Monsoon says that Becky Lynch has beat Andrade Cien and is now still the TWF Allegheny Shear fighter. But for how long that's going to be, that's a whole other thing. But her mindset and stand, she isn't going to get any onlook for what she did. I don't know about that, Corey Graves says. I think there's a lot of folks out there do onlook Becky Lynch the man for at least her wrestling skills. But I don't know if they onlook her for her mindset or her stand. Booker T says, in this business is all about getting gouged and winning straps. It ain't about onlook. Oh, so you're going to tell me Gorilla Monsoon says that it's all about straps and gouged and onlook doesn't play into any of it? Would you stop? Booker T. Alright, we're going to take it away now to Mike today. Well, thank you, Gorilla Monsoon. Oh, shit. Stop! Well, thank you, Gorilla Monsoon. I'm going to be talking with Becky Lynch here today on NXT. And as we do know, the man has come around. Yes, Mike, today, the man has come around. And the man has beat Andrade Cien. And every man and woman who has took me up on open dares, and every one of them has gotten beaten by me. But let me tell you something. I never said that I was the only great. There were other greats out there. But now I have now my standard is so high that all those other greats out there, I'm the standard that everyone wants to meet up to. So you still believe that you're the greatest who ever did it, even though it took you into about 29 between while until 2020 while to that greatness to show itself. Yeah. It took me years to get to where I would be the great. But I'm the great now. And I know I heard Gorilla Monsoon start scathing me for my mindset and my stand. First off, Gorilla Monsoon, how many straps did you win when you were wrestling in WWF/WWF? Oh, one-time WF 4-1 Rex Tag Team Fighter? Is that all? And the only thing you really got to show for it was a lifetime work in WWF from 9 between 82 YL to 9 between 99 YL. You had no right to scathe me and say that my mindset or my stand is bad. It's not. It got me to be a winner, not an old-time former wrestler who went on to be a showrunner and a street follower and a play-by-play caller, and then became the unscreened force setter at WWE from 9 between 95 while to 9 between 99 while. You should keep your mouth shut. Well, after my talk with Becky Lynch, back to you, Gorilla Monsoon. Well, Gorilla Monsoon said Becky Lynch can scathe me all she wants. Maybe I didn't win as many straps when I was wrestling, but at least I gave all my fellow wrestlers and other folks onlook, something that Becky Lynch knows nothing about. But that's all the time we got here for NXT. I, Gorilla Monsoon, with Corey Graves and with Booker T. I hope you like NXT, and we'll see you tomorrow for Dynamite or Mike.